anyone else there who really wants to watch England against South Africa, well, you've got to get onto the website, you've got to get your wallet out and start looking. So we brought in Eric Baker here, who, very good morning to you, Eric, who runs a ticket agency company that can get us some tickets, is that right? How much money am I going to need, and how am I going to get one?
Well, tickets right now are trading from anywhere from £500 up to £3,000. And the key thing for fans who are looking to sort of see this historic game that's coming up is to make sure that they don't buy from shady touts on the street or just take their chance on any website. What we have at Viagogo is a fan-to-fan exchange where we guarantee every ticket. Because when you've got such passionate supporters as the English supporters for such a big game, the con artists are all sort of coming out of the woodwork. So you have to be very careful where you buy your seats.
Without going into your company too much detail, how, for the average punter out there, can guarantee that he or she won't get a fake?
Well, it's really difficult to do if you buy on the street or go to a website. The problem is a lot of fans think they can actually look at a ticket and tell to the naked eye whether it's authentic. But the problem is you have these Picassos of counterfeit tickets these days, and with the technology being so good, it's impossible to tell with the naked eye. So really what you have to do is either buy from a reputable exchange or buy from someone that you know and you have a relationship with. Anything else and you're taking a real risk to be disappointed.
Now, I've been to many football matches, the likes of Liverpool against Milan, and I've been to World Cup matches, and they go for huge amounts of money. Could this be a world record breaker?
Oh, no question. I mean, you take a look at the run that England's made to the final, beating Australia, then beating France. You have the most passionate supporters in the world for something that comes up once every 4 years. So what we've seen, you know, in terms of all the tickets that fans trade on our site, this is not only in sport, but even something like the Led Zeppelin reunion concert doesn't compare to how hot this ticket is.
So just in summary, a bit of advice for the punter here. He says, right, I've got the weekend off. I've got roughly £1,000. Is that going to do it? And what should he or she do now?
Well, I think what you have to do now is, the first thing you should do is, if you have any friends who might play for the team, that's probably a good time to call them up. Assuming that you don't, I think what you need to do is either figure out if you know people well you've done business with, or come to a site like ours at Viagogo. What you don't want to do is end up out on the Champs-Élysées taking your chances with someone who promises you a great deal. Because if a deal's too good to be true, it probably is.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Eric, can I just ask, I mean, I've seen, you know, tickets for sporting events. Nearly all of them say they're non-transferable. Is it legal to sell them or exchange them as your site does?
It is legal. So the quick answer is it is legal to
Even though it says non-transferable on them?
That's correct. So it's legal to trade the tickets. There's a difference between sort of terms and conditions that someone may try and put on a ticket. But just like if a book publisher was to put a term and condition on the book saying you can't resell your book, it wouldn't mean that it would be illegal to do so. And people are often confused. Also, because of the hooligan laws, football tickets are not transferable except under certain circumstances. But rugby tickets are indeed transferable legally.
Sorry, go on, Kate.
No, I was going to say there's just a nice story of friends of mine. I thought it was for last weekend, but actually it's for the final. He got very drunk. Eddie got very drunk at an auction and bid £4,000 for 2 tickets to go, all expenses paid, you know, and his wife was absolutely livid. She said, you know, we'll never get there and all the rest of it. And now they're going on this all expenses trip this weekend. My dad phoned them last night and said, 15,000, what do you reckon?
Yes.
Teasing, of course. I don't think
funny.
he paid 15,000, but he said he's not selling at any price.
On the same lines, a number of people did sell their tickets for the semi-final and the final after the 36-0 drubbing against South Africa. And even funny enough, the RFU are scratching their heads this morning, but according to one of the newspapers, if England do win the World Cup, they're going to have to pay out £2 million in bonuses. And earlier on in the tournament, they didn't take out an insurance policy on that, thinking, we'll be okay. Now, that's according to one of the newspapers.
£2 million well spent.
Yes, indeed.
One Mr. Menahem will be very okay.
Yeah, well, I happen to have a betting slip, which you say, oh, ye of little faith. Before the tournament started, I put a few shillings on England winning the tournament, 25 to 1. I know that after they got drubbed by South Africa, they went out to 50 to 1, 6 to 1, I think, in some places, but 25 to 1.
See, tickets on Dermot, that's excellent. Kate's got the contacts. Eric, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.